Hello again, Ian Stokey with Mastermind Games. Second to last Skorne video here, Paingiver Beast Handlers. Rosy Shadow 09067. Oh. The Paingivers focus exactly on that. Torturers, interrogators. Not too sure about their lores. I missed out on several books of first edition, but in-game they act as a support unit. Specifically one that beefs up their beasts. As practically a must for any Skorne army. So, using an assortment of knives and a bladed whip as their primary weapon. They do have an offensive ability, or at least at one point did. I'm not sure what their current billet stats are right now. To do automatic damage if they didn't exceed the armor of the target, but mostly they're here for fury management. And Dark Elf Skin 09164. Now, outside of fury management and healing, they can also enrage, another key ability of theirs I almost forgot about. And again, I'm just going to do the leader. This seems to be working reasonably well. So I think this is supposed to be a leather bracer, so we'll do it in this cloth color. Starting lowest area to highest, I'll get the boots for, or the skin and the cloth first. Well, technically they're wearing nothing but cloth, but okay, and then I'll go ahead and I think do the trim of their robes in this as well. Though I may switch that as I go along, but okay, that's a start. Let it dry and move on in a bit. Next, Marine Teal 09077. This is going to be the dominant color, just like on the last few videos. So, rose, pretty much the... Well, let's make sure I'm getting in camera first. These are main cloth color. Here. So I know this is typically what I'm using on the armors, but all the Paingivers seem to have is a little bit of a mantle and a mask. They are pretty squishy. They also represent the, evil torture aspect of the Skorne vest. I need to try a different brush. This one's not working out very well. Eep. Okay, let's try this one. Because part of the remit is to prepare the beasts for their war beasts for war, which includes torturous surgical adjustments that basically rewire the nervous systems of said beasts. Again, an army, a nation, a species of sadomasochists. It's getting a little funky, so I'll finish up the back later. For now, let's go ahead and finish up the front here. I think these are all supposed to be men, but I'm not certain. Kinda hard to tell with voluminous robes like this. They are uncomfortably androgynous, I suppose is the best way of putting it. And some of these sashes will be picked out another color later. But for now, and he's got a bunch of tools on his belt. Not the pleasant kind either. Ah, boy, I nicked the gray there. That's okay. It'll get patched up. Oh, put my brush in the wrong color. Okay, gonna let that fry while I hit the rest of this unit. Next up, oiled leather 09110. Getting that weird feedback again. Okay, that's better, I think. Okay. And this is going on the grips of any knives and sharp objects I see, as well as the flexible parts of their whips. Okay, just a little more, I guess. That gets the officer. Well, just about anyway. There we go. Okay, and then 09050 antique gold. This is pretty much just masks and armor. The leader's showing the least of his, as he has his hood up. But there's this shoulder armor here. Gotta be careful not to nick the wrong puddle of paint here. Okay, that's it for armor. I see one more bit for leather here for whatever this tool is. And I'm going to let that dry before finishing the last two base coats. Alright, last of the base coats. Deep red 09002. It's a bit too much paint. So the tassels here. And the belt. Well, yeah, belt is probably the most appropriate word. More of a sash, but Okay. And then 09206 Tarnished Steel. One of these days I'm going to figure out why I have so much trouble saying those two words one after the other. It's just dawned on me that these guys don't really have any jewels on them, so that's fine. Okay, and after I've applied to the rest of the unit, that'll be base coats, and I can start shading once it's dried. Start shading. Red brick 09001. Let's see if I can keep in camera this time. About half paint, half water to dilute it into a wash. And starting highest area to lowest with shading. Lowest to highest with base coats, lowest to highest with highlights. Going to be very limited with the number of colors I can do at one time. It's going to be one or two at a time for a while here. So, okay. Apply the rest of the unit and move on as soon as it's dry. Alright, next up is Blackened Steel 09205. Okay, I can probably go ahead and do the gold as well. And 09049 Ancient Bronze. Yeah, let's see here. I think I can go ahead and do Dark Elf Shadow 09163 as well. So, let's give it a shot. Being careful not to hit the red I just did. Okay, that's pretty good, so let it dry, move on to what I can. Okay, next up is Ruddy Leather 09109. This is the stage where I can only do one at a time now. That's okay. Get our leader in camera here. Okay. Now I just need to apply that to the rest of the leather. Alright, second to last shade is 09076 Deep Ocean. Take some caution here not to nick the gold. Oh boy. Sounds like an inebriated teenager trying to howl at the moon for some reason out there. For some reason, my neighborhood has gotten a little cartoony as of late. Like Looney Tunes. I can't explain it, I just have to roll with it. No, I guess the officer. Now I need to apply to the rest. Okay, Blood Red 09003. This is the last shade here. Don't need too terribly much of this. This is just going on the skin. That got a bit dark right down there, but that's actually okay. I think I can work with that. That could actually end up looking better than the typical. So, pretty much just hands and part of the face showing, so not too much to do on the flesh tone here. Okay, let that dry and then I can start highlighting and finish up. Okay, first highlight, Rosy Skin 09068. Brush. Not too terribly much of this, since all of them have their faces mostly covered with their masks. I'm not sure. This guy might be missing fingers. It might be an intentional thing as well. Okay. Hit the rest and move on in a second. Next up, Dark Health Highlight 09165. Just lightly dusting. Okay. There's another one down. Alright. Surf Aqua 09078. This is one of the big ones. Whoa. Okay. Play with the rest of the squad. That's just going to leave the brown, red, steel, and gold now. Alright. Let me think a second. Up next, Burnt Orange 09111. Okay, this is pretty much the grips for tools, knives, and of course the whips. Yeah, the leader model here is definitely missing fingers, and it's definitely a deliberate detail. That's all I need to do there, so I'll apply to the rest and move on in a minute. Okay. Blood Red 09003. Okay, that's that one. Right, True Silver 09207. that's that. Alright, last highlight. New gold 09051. Okay. Okay. Hit the rest of the squad up and start the basing. Alright, starting on the arcs with deep red 09002. Taking a flat brush, and I don't have to be too careful because the feet are well away, but I am going to overextend the front arc's intended area. And this brush is so beat up it's almost useless for this at this point, so I'm going to have to use a different one when I finish up, but that gets the arc started, so let it dry and then get ready for the next step. Alright, next step is to get the arcs started, and this is where it gets kind of funny here. So pure black 09037. Getting 2 brushes for this one. First off, a fine one to define the arc, or its edges anyway. A little mix like that. Carefully finishing the brim all the way down. And my brush rolled away. I'm now switching to a flat that's in a better shape than the last one I tried. I'm just going to carefully backfill. Being careful around the pieces that extend past the base itself. Okay, that gets the officer. Now I just need to let that dry completely before I finish up, so back in a bit while I get the rest. Okay, so pure white 09039. Just to, where's my brush? So just to make certain no one's got anything to complain about with the whole leader model mechanic, I just like to put a little L on the back to clearly show that. And while that dries, I'll mix up the glue solution so I can put the sand on the base. So just white glue. And my eyedropper has others. And plenty of water. I thought my eyedropper had run away there for a minute. And then using a brush, you're going to more or less sacrifice, so we'll mix it up. Keep the brush wet during this. Oh boy, that's getting to the sand. I don't want that happening. Okay. That's going to need a little more time, so I'll go ahead and work on one of the other models. So just carefully paint around the feet. Fill in the base with the solution. I use masking tape to fill in the slot here. This is a slot type base. Nice little room around it, and then quick dip in the flock, or in this case sand. Then using a spare brush that's dry, gonna push away the excess. Let's get it off the cloth where I don't want it. And I'll just repeat for the rest of them. And it's going to have to sit for, depending on humidity and temperature, 20 to 30 minutes before the last step. So back in a minute. Okay, this is that time to set. So the last step is to take a sprayer or brush-on adhesive. This is a sealed cement. And using a glass eyedropper, it has to be glass. This stuff will bond to plastic quickly. So carefully drip it around the base. You need to let the material sit first, otherwise this will just push around and make divots. But this will seal it and keep it on the model, not in your box. So just need to apply that to the rest, but that's it. Paingiver Beast Handlers from the Skorne faction of War Machine. I have this thing focusing on the bottle, not the model. Well, there's one more to do for Skorne, and then moving on to another game. Until then, I am Ian Stuckey with Mastermind Games, signing out.